setting up my computer, so give me just 1 second. Want to make sure that I am live on the right channel. You can't laugh because it has happened before. So welcome everybody. Welcome to Creating with Colleen. This is my Facebook Live that I will put into a YouTube video, and I appreciate you joining me. I come live every Wednesday at noon, so please join me for lunch on my Creating with Colleen Facebook page. But I just want to welcome you. So hey Vicki, hey Donna, glad you could join me today. We are going to have a great month of December. You know, there were parts of this year that I thought would never end, and then there's parts of this year that are just flying by. And it's crazy to think that it is already December and we are on the horizon of Christmas. So last month we had the Curvy Celebrations bundle that I showcased. So every Wednesday in November, I showed a different way to either use the dies or to make a project using the Curvy Celebrations suite. So that suite is in our new catalog that is coming out in January. Hey Janice, glad you could join us today. And basically the bundle is carrying over, but as I've told you numerous times in November, the Curvy Christmas and the Christmas Designer Series paper are not carrying over. So please get that before January 3rd because you are going to want it. The whole suite is amazing. So here we are in December. I kind of like having a theme because it helps me focus on what to do. And I thought, okay, what a great theme to have for December. Quick, cute Christmas gifts. So every Wednesday at noon on my Facebook Live and then in YouTube, I am going to be coming to you live. And I will show you some throwback, what do they say, like a throwback Thursday, some projects from way back when that I have been using for many, many years that I simply love, and some new ones too. Because hopefully you have your Christmas cards already made. I will not tell you if I do or not, but now it's time to focus on some cute, quick gifts. So anyways, I did want to touch base with you really quick and let you know that if you are going to be ordering Stampin' Up! Product for Christmas gifts, please do that by December 9th. You know, the postal mail, some days you get something in 3 days, sometimes it's 3 weeks. So Stampin' Up!, although they can't guarantee anything, they feel like if your order is in by December 9th, you should be able to receive it by Christmas. Anything after the 9th may or may not be able to. So don't delay. And if you're worried about getting it in time for Christmas, please get a gift certificate. I offer gift certificates. You can pay by cash, check, or PayPal. And I'll make sure you get your certificate before Christmas. And there is just nothing better as far as I'm concerned to get as a gift, because then in January and February we have celebration. So whether it's a gift for yourself or a gift for somebody else, a gift certificate is always the right fit because then they can do all their shopping and celebration and earn free celebration products. So the only other announcement I really have is it's bingo time. New catalogs means we play bingo on Zoom, and all of our products are featured from the new catalog. So more details will come later this month, but for now, I want you to mark your calendar for Friday night, January 29th, where we can all play bingo together. It is a lot of fun, and it's going to be cold. You're going to need something to do in the comfort of your own home, and taking a chance at winning new product, I think is always a great thing to do. Yes, I do it with Vicki Hefner, and Vicki's on here today, and yes, please join us. It's a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to flip the camera over. Normally I start facing down because I still am working on figuring all this out, but what I want you to do is hold on tight, and we are going to make our first quick, cute Christmas project of the month. So I'm going to put this over the lens. Woo, see you in a minute. And I'm just going to flip my stand down. See what we got here. Ah, very good. Okay. So what I'm going to use today I love the Snowflake Splendor Suite, and this is actually on page 36 and 37 of the, I call it a holiday catalog. I'm sorry. When you have holiday product in there, it is a holiday catalog, not the August through December, January-ish catalog. So anyways, I love snowflakes because really you can take snowflakes into January, into February. I decorate this time of the year with a lot of snowmen because they can hang out as long as it's cold. So that works out great. But in this suite, you have a lot of awesome products. You have the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper, which is 12 by 12. You have the Snowflake Wishes bundle and framelets, which I'll show you on the next page. You have the Winter Snow embossing folder, this beautiful Snowflake Splendor ribbon, and I'm going to be using that today. It's an iridescent ribbon, and it almost feels like it's a metal edge. It has a great texture to it. The blue adhesive back gems coordinate with everything, along with the balmy blue glimmer paper. So looking at the bundle itself, I could show you like this. This is the Snowflake Wishes. It is a 17-piece set, and it has coordinating dies to match. But see, when I show you like this, then you really get to see the wonderful sayings. And I do like it because it is a Christmas. It is a May Your Season Sparkle. I love this because this could be for anything. In the coldest moments of the year, my heart is warm because you're near. Thank you so much. It's a thank you card. Our friendship is one of a kind. It's a friend card. Happy Hanukkah. So it just covers a multitude of occasions. Now, when you look at it might be hard to see on the screen, but when you do look at the stamp set and it's white around it here, that means it has a die that coordinates. So we have dies that coordinate with these snowflakes here. And then you also have some standalone, like this one you could actually cut out of the center and put that glimmer paper behind. And then this piece here, it's funny they show it this way, but I'm actually using that on my project today. And it's beautiful, so I'll show you how that goes. And then I have a few, well, at least one alternative project I'll show you. So today, most of my projects are inspired by a card, because that's what I do. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 19 years. I have fallen in love with it right from the start. So cards were great to make because I could finish them. You know, when I was doing my toll painting, it took weeks and weeks, and finally I just got to a point and called it done. So what you have here, this is a card, May Your Season Sparkle, Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas. And I love the Highland Heather and the balmy blue that is in this designer paper. So here I have, oh, Ellen has popped on and Barb too. Thanks for joining us, gals. Here I have a card, and that was my inspiration for this little hot chocolate packet. Now this was a project, like I said, I started making years ago, but I think it's good to do a refresher. And what's really cute about this is when you pull the ribbon up, your hot chocolate is inside. And then when you push it down, you don't see it. It takes very little supplies to make this. So if you are looking for gifts for the class, the neighbors, where you work, this, or a little thank you. Okay, I just got this epiphany. Thank you so much. I should make these for my mailman and also my ups man. Lord knows my ups man is like a second family member. He is always here. So let me show you how to make this, and then I'll show it to you with a different stamp set. What you're going to need for the front pieces, I have a 3 by 4 5/8 sheet of Whisper White cardstock. Of the designer paper, I have a 2 7/8 by 4 3/8. And again, I was a drafter, so I love my 1/8. If they don't, settle well with you, keep in mind it's an 1/8. This is just meant to be slightly smaller than this, and you'll see why. But if not, maybe I'll teach you to love 1/8 inches too. And then this piece here, the balmy blue, is 3 1/4 by 4 7/8. So that is what I use to make all of this. Now for your card base, the beautiful thing is you are going to get 2 of these little sleeves out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. So if you are going to make quantities of these, I always recommend scoring first and then cutting. And let me show you what I mean. This piece here, I'll show you when it's done, is actually, the piece you need is 8.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score it in 4 8 So what I do, I know it's 8.5, and that's the side my score lines are on. So what I like to do is I take this, I'm going to score it at, what's underneath there? Okay, a little wobbly. I'm going to score it at 4 inches. I'm going to score it at 8 inches. Okay, so I have my piece scored, but then it has to be 5.5, so I'm just going to cut it in half. I'll do that real quick. And just like that, I have my 2 pieces that are scored and ready to go. So this piece is 8.5 by 5.5, and oops, let me turn it this way so you can see. And then I scored it at 4 and at 8. So again, if you do your scoring first, 4 and 8, cut it in half, you have 2 pieces. So that saves you just a little bit of time, because usually when I stamp, I really stamp in mass producing, you know, different quantities. So now let me pull my supplies over. So when you're going to stamp, for this one, I actually did a background of the snowflakes. When you go to stamp, you want to stamp on the mountainside. So when you do a score, what you did is you broke those fibers. So you came down so you know where to fold, and it's easy to fold. But you don't want to stamp over that because it's like a valley, and your stamped image will not get inside there. You want to stamp on what we call the mountainside, and you won't have any worries with your ink. Hey, Julie, glad you could join us today. So I am just taking the Snowflake Wishes set and the Highland Heather ink, exact same color, and I like to stamp my bold and bigger image first, because I can work little images around this. So I am just stamping in a collage. Like so, and you always want to go off the edges so that it creates like a wallpaper effect. You don't want everything crowded on the inside. So I have my larger snowflake, and then I'm going to come in with my smaller ones. And just kind of fill in some of this space. It's always a fine line. But you know, it could be a blizzard. It's okay. I am from Chicago, and I don't think you can have too many snowflakes. I wish we saw quite a few more of them here in Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. Not, you know, for like days and days and days and weeks, but just a couple times a year. So here I have stamped my outside image, and as you can see, even though I stamped on the score lines, I still have my ink there. So now I'm just going to fold this. I have this here. And then this little piece is where you are going to put your adhesive. So I'm just going to take my Tombow liquid. You can also use your Stampin' Seal Plus. Any kind of a strong adhesive, which is exactly what this is. Then I just fold this shut. Make sure my edges are straight. And give that just a second. And there's my stamped image. So this is my pocket. This is the sleeve that my hot chocolate is going to go into. So for the centerpiece, for all this right here, I'm going to take my pieces, here they are again, and first I'm going to use the die cutting machine with that beautiful snowflake image I told you about. So here's my machine, and I'm using the plates. They're numbered now. Number 1 is my base platform. Number 2 you use with the dies. Then you have to have an acrylic plate, number 3, and number 3. So 2 acrylic plates. So I'm going to take my Whisper White cardstock and put it down, And this is that really cool die that I was telling you about. I think purchasing this from the Framelits is worth it right here, just this one. But I do like all the other snowflakes too. So when I'm putting it on here, be mindful where your die is towards the edge. You don't want to get too close to the edge. But what's really most important, just make sure this edge is straight with that edge. And when it is, or close enough, hold it with that little Post-it note. Make sure your plates are even on the side. And just crank it through. And then when you pop this out, it's funny, this is a piece that they showed and I didn't understand that. I'm sure you could do something with it. But to me, this is the part that is worth gold, right there. I love this. And you can even take, with the Picket tool, you have a little brush. Just get those little pieces right out of there. And you're good to go. Throw them on the floor. So now that you have this piece here, you have to take your designer paper. And the biggest thing on the designer paper when I was giving you all those 8s is you just want it to go behind here. So don't worry about where it's at or whatever. And, you know, just keep in mind, this actually, if you notice in the card, most of the times when you see this die cut, I love this in the center, May Your Season Sparkle, but it's horizontal. Keep in mind, you can do it vertical also. Just decide whether you want 1 snowflake at the bottom and 2 at top, or vice versa. And there is no wrong way. So, what you're going to do here is just take your adhesive, put some on the back, because again, that designer paper is just slightly smaller than this. And then just put this like that. The paper really is gorgeous. I've seen where people sponge behind here, but with the paper, you can just put it in like this. Now you guys know I love my shimmer paint. So when I do snowflakes, I like to use the white shimmer paint. I mix it with the 70% alcohol and mist everything because I like my bling, I like my shimmer. So not too much. And the reason you always use alcohol is because it will dry where water will take a while. But use the 70%. A higher content other than that will clog. So I want to give this just a second to dry. And I'm also not too worried about it because it's not like I can stamp on that side, although it's pretty. I am going to go ahead and tape it on here now. There we go. And that is onto my balmy blue. And when I put it on here, I always like to turn it over because Lord only knows what's on those fingers when you're stamping. So here I have my base piece. And now I wanted to go with just a little bit darker purple. So we all know the Highland Heather and the gorgeous grape go beautiful together. So from my Snowflake Wishes stamp set, I have the Thank You Snow Much. I think we really need to thank as many people this year as we can. It's amazing the power of some kind words and how it can just change someone's day. So here I have the Thank You Snow Much, and I will embellish that in just a minute, but I am going to put it onto my sleeve that I have here. So when I put it on here, I am going to use some dimensionals. You should have seen my other one. I used the mini ones. I practically went all the way around. Having such a good time because they're so little and you get a ton in a pack. Ton of them. Okay, but this is strong, and the reason I like the dimensionals is because A, it does give some dimension, but B, it will hold on to this packet because the packet, once you put your hot chocolate in, will bow just a little bit. So here, I'm just going to put this at the bottom. I'm leaving, I need like a hole at the top. So I put this at the bottom. And I am going to take, this was a punch, circle punch that Stampin' Up! Had. Even if you have the regular office punch, that would work too. It's about the same size. But basically you just want to come on in here and punch a hole. That's all you need to do because you have to have a hole for your ribbon to go through. Now the ribbon is not an exact science as far as how long you want it to be. You can tie a knot, you can just tie a bow, but this ribbon again is beautiful. This is called the Snowflake Splendor ribbon, and it really does, it has a texture to it. It's not a wired edge, but it really is a good sturdy ribbon. Please know the satin ribbons work, any kind of ribbon works. In fact, I wish I had time today to just sit home and make a bunch of these because I think your possibilities are endless. So the way I measure my ribbon is I hold it up here and leave yourself enough with, again, whether you're going to tie a ribbon or a knot. Come around the bottom, come up the top, and close enough counts. So now that I have my ribbon, I'm just going to slide it in through my hole, pull it up at the top, so I'm like that, and then open up. Here we go. Open up, because you can always straighten up this ribbon as you need it. So take your little Swiss Miss chocolate. Like I said, it will, hold on, let me start over with this. Of course, I've made tons of these and the ribbon's never twisted. I think it's because everybody's watching, so it's just what you expect. This way you won't be surprised when it happens to you. So I open it up, and then I'm just going to slide my packet inside because it's holding the bottom of that hot chocolate. Once I have it in here, now usually I put it between my knees and I tie it, so this ought to be interesting. Let's see if I can just do it up at the top here. Kind of tie it on the top towards the front. And then, let me see if I can get a pretty knot. And just kind of get that on the front. I'm going to go easy today and just do a knot. But again, you are more than welcome to do a bow or any other type of way that you're going to tie it. So this is the top here. And again, as you slide it up and slide it down, your hot chocolate is on the inside. So to embellish this, I have a couple things I can do. I have the blue adhesive back gems, which are in this suite. And I can pick up the small ones with my pick a tool and put it center in my little snowflakes, like that. And another fun thing that we have, if you haven't seen them, these are our adhesive back snowflakes. And these are a lot of fun because, praise the Lord, they have adhesive already on them. I don't do so well with little, but I try. But these are some really cute little snowflakes that you can still, they're like an iridescent. You can still go ahead and put, oh, I got two there. Here we go. Anywhere, just to give a little bit of extra bling or a little bit of accent. And that, my friends, is your first quick, cute Christmas treat of the month. So thank you so much. Now, you know, I did have to do a different one because, again, this was my inspiration for this. So one of the other sets that I had to have that I loved and I could justify because I have wonderful grandchildren is the Warm and Toasty. So this set was adorable, and I say I fell in love with just him, but then I fell in love with the polar bear and the singing rabbits and the reindeer. Just a cute, cute set. So we had, let me take it out of the plastic. We had made a card earlier with my stamp clubs. And actually, I think it was Paulette Martin who first did this card, and I loved it because he's just skating on by. So this also has the snowflake folder. And here, what we did is we embossed this white piece of cardstock with the folder and then sponged it with the balmy blue and the Highland heather. So you can use designer paper. I think in the stamp club we did, but here on Paulette's card, you can just sponge it. So this was really, really cute card. And then, of course, I had to make it into the little hot chocolate pack. And look, he has a little snowflake on his bottom. I just love this. And it's a warm and toasty wishes to you. So when your postman or your upsman or woman gets home from work, they can have a nice cup of hot chocolate. So there again, the surprise is inside. So I hope you enjoyed the projects today. Again, I think it's endless what you could make with this. It's great for gift giving because that uses just one sheet of cardstock. Now here, I did want to mention, I did wrap some designer paper. I stamped the Highland Heather, but I stamped off first because I didn't want it too dark at the bottom. I didn't want it competing with my designer paper. But if you're going to use designer paper, just cut a sheet that's 4 inches by 8.5 inches long. And then once I put my packet together, I just tape that around. I have my edge here, and then I actually taped it when it was flat. And so this way it didn't buckle. I used my trusty dusty Tombow liquid glue because it only takes a few minutes to dry, and once it dries, you will not get it apart. So my friends, warm and toasty wishes to you today. And if you have any questions at all, let me check my screen. Julie, I'm so glad you're going to buy this to make packets for your mail carriers. You know, back in the day, my parents always left things out for our service people. You know, it was crazy, but I know in the 70s and 80s, they used to put a check in the mailbox for the mailman. My dad worked for a beer distributing company, and I kid you not, he would, the day we had trash day, put a case of beer on the trash can, and the trash man was as happy as he could be. So we'd probably tone it down a little bit, but I still think a little gift just to let somebody know that you appreciate what they're doing will brighten their day and go a long way. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you would like to order any of these products, you could go to my blog, creatingwithcolleen.typepad.com. You can private message me or email me. And also, if you don't already receive my newsletter, please go to my blog and request my newsletter. You get a lot of great information and inspiration there too. So enjoy your day, everyone. I hope you will join me next Wednesday as I have a very fun project that I used to make, and it uses poinsettias. So again, a quick treat to give to somebody, and I think you will really like it. So may God bless you all, and be sure you do something creative today. Happy holidays. Bye-bye.